The fitness industry is a lie and all they really care about is looks, and it's not about fitness at all. And this is the reason I get so many people telling me that I'm not fit and that I'm not an athlete, even though I compete in 2 sports, probably 3 sports last year if you count high rocks, and it's purely because of my size. This is something I really want to change about the fitness industry as a personal trainer and an athlete. Fitness can look different for everybody, but let's go to the gym and I'll show you what fitness looks like for me. So the 2 sports I do are Olympic weightlifting and CrossFit. So to begin with, we're doing an Olympic weightlifting warm-up where we're using the bar. Our coach is coaching us through the movements. In Olympic weightlifting, we do use momentum to send the bar up. So we're using leg drive, we're creating power and force off the ground, and that's sending the bar in an upwards direction. The sports that I do, none of them are based on aesthetics. It's all based on what you can do with your body. In Olympic weightlifting, the goal is to try and lift the heaviest load that you possibly can, and it's all about technique and leg drive. And then we move on to a complex, which is a hang power clean into a full clean. I managed to build up to 95 kilos doing this, which I'm happy with, but my full clean is like 110, so I would have liked to have got a little bit closer to that. And then after we'd done the complex, we moved on to a workout which was 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. Those are reps, and that was with burpees and deadlifts. So you did like 12 deadlifts, then 12 burpees, and then all the way down. And then without any rest, you move on to the next bit, which is the same rep scheme but box jumps and hang power cleans. And you do it in a pair, so it's like you go, I go, so you do one round and then another person does a round. And it was like super gassy. Like the box jumps and the burpees are like cardiovascular movements, so you're out of breath. I'm really happy with my burpees though. I managed to stay quite springy, quite quick. And then the box jumps I was super happy with. We're made to step down, but in the last couple rounds I was a bit cheeky and did some rebound box jumps, which can be a bit more risky, but I trained for years to do that in competition, so I had fun. And the weightlifting, the bar was 45 kilos. I'm not sure what that is in pounds, but it was like moderately light. Obviously the maximum reps we were doing that with was 12 in one go, and I did all of the reps unbroken. I love barbell cycling anyway, and again that's another skill, so it might look funny to people that aren't used to CrossFit and Olympic weightlifting, but Olympic weightlifting has been around for a very long time. It's older than bodybuilding, and again it uses that leg drive to get the bar above, and it might look like we're just jumping around and throwing the bar, but there's a lot of skill involved, and it's actually quite hard to do that movement. Although I think the bodybuilders of the world think it's easy, it's really not easy, and to do it safely and properly with good technique, which I do, it is difficult. But I've been doing this for 6 years and it's something I really enjoy. And one of the great things about CrossFit, it's all about what your body can do, not what your body looks like. And we don't have any mirrors up in the gym, and it's open for everybody of any shape or size or age. It's an amazing sport to get into. Oh my god, that was fun. It was really, I can barely talk. I was really sweaty, really fast, but there was some like programmed rest in there, which was good. But it was tough, but kind of a typical CrossFit session for me. Every session I do has some form of cardio in it. That one had burpees and box jumps, but equally, if you're lifting weights that quickly, it turns into cardio as well. Like even if you did like a bodybuilding session and you did it to the point you were out of breath and you had less rest, that would work as cardio. We've got to change our ideas of what we think cardio really is, because cardio is anything that gets your heart rate up and makes you out of breath. Sorry, my hair's wet, I just had a shower. I think at the end of the day, it comes down to what we think health and fitness really is, and a lot of people assume that someone is healthy if they have a six-pack. That isn't actually true, and it's also shown that the health risks that come with having some extra body fat, like the amount that I have, are negated if that person is physically active and has a good cardiovascular system. If they get blood tests, all their health metrics are fine. You can be healthy and have extra body fat, and it also ties in with the healthy body fat percentage. So for women, the healthy body fat percentage is between 20 and 31%. A lot of people are shocked at that and they think it would be a lot less, but women actually do need body fat in order to function, for their hormones to function. And I actually lost my cycle when I was super lean because I was starving myself and I was struggling with an eating disorder. That severely affected my health. So it's all relative, but no matter what size you are, you can pursue healthy habits, and that's basically what I focus on most of the time. I have quite a healthy, balanced diet. I don't restrict any food groups, I don't cut out carbs or any of that nonsense. I'm very anti-fad diet, but I have guidance from a sports nutritionist and she helps me eat enough to fuel my performance. And I'm also in a little bit of a deficit at the moment. I've lost about 2 kilos, but a lot of people won't really notice that. They'll think I've not lost any weight because I still have body fat. And if you know what the trolls are like on the internet, they just expect you to lose weight like that instantaneously. But at the end of the day, I don't owe anyone weight loss, and neither do you. So I'm gonna make myself some lunch. I think I'm gonna have chicken tikka and maybe add some other vegetables to it, maybe some mushrooms. It's got a lot of vegetables crammed in it already. It's like meal prep. prep, and I might have a bit of bread on the side, which used to be a massive fear food, but now I know that I need carbohydrates in order to fuel my recovery and my performance. There you go, so there's my lunch. It's steaming so much. But in most meals I have probably 4 to 6 different vegetables. I just like to make sure I get enough nutrients in, and it's just good for health generally. I make sure it's balanced, it's got enough protein and carb and good healthy fats in there. My nutrition coach works out all my macros for me, so I don't have to think about that, and then I just follow them for each meal. I also drink enough water, so this is about 1 litre, and I have 2 of these a day, and then maybe a couple of the 500ml bottles. We've also got to remember that mental health is a huge part of being healthy, and those people that are trolling me on my posts telling me that I'm unhealthy because I've got a bit of extra body fat, they are definitely not in a mentally good place to be trolling somebody that is just minding their own business and training. I've had to work really hard on my mental health, and one of the main reasons I go to the gym is to keep me stable, because I have bipolar disorder, I struggle with depression and also mania and hypomania. So I go to the gym consistently for my mental health, and then my physical health is also another part of that. For me, another part of being healthy is a way that I really wasn't healthy in the past, and I only valued myself off my appearance. I thought I would only be happy if I was in a thinner body, and I had really poor body image, and now it's totally the opposite. I'm more of a fan of being body neutral, and I appreciate my body for what it does rather than what it looks like, and I think that's a much healthier mindset, and I don't value myself off how my body looks. I'm more interested in what it does, how it helps me live my life, how I feel, and the different kinds of activities that it allows me to do. A lot of my trolls on various platforms will claim that I'm not healthy and that I can't possibly be healthy whilst having a bit of extra body fat. I think part of it is to do with the fact that I look quite big, and I have a lot of muscle, which I think people don't realise. I have some fat on top of that, but it doesn't really matter how my body's made up. I think the trolls just kind of attack me because they think that I shouldn't be able to do what I do having the amount of body fat that I have. But how someone's body looks is not the full story of their health. It's like a tiny fraction of what health looks like. I know I'm healthy because I've got my Whoop metrics all the time. I know what my resting heart rate is, and it's super low. It's within the athlete range. I've had my lung capacity tested before, and it's well in the men's range. It's even out of the women's range. I know I can hold a really solid pace on a rower or a ski erg or any form of cardio machine. I can run and hike for distances. I've got bipolar disorder, so once a year I have to have like my blood test done to check that the medication that I occasionally take isn't having some negative effects on me, and they do some basic health checks when they do that, and my kidney function is always off the charts. My blood cells are always large, and so they can take on a lot of oxygen. All of the health tests that they do, I always come up like above average healthy on those tests. I don't drink and I don't smoke. My mental health is really affected by my physical health. If I don't sleep enough, so between 7 and 9 hours a night, then I might experience episodes. If I don't eat healthy, then I might experience episodes. If I don't go to the gym, then I might experience episodes. So I have to keep on top of my physical health, and that's one way I know that I'm healthy, in that I'm not experiencing any adverse mental health effects at the moment. For the majority of the time, I don't experience episodes, and if I do experience episodes, that is a huge warning sign that my physical health is a bit out of whack. Even for me, if I ate like too much sugar or too many meals that didn't have enough vegetables in them, like that would start to affect my mood, so that's even something that I don't do. I think it's fine to eat whatever kind of diet that you want to diet. Your health is your business alone and nobody else's, but for me, I have to limit my sugar intake to a regular kind of healthy amount. If you look at the like healthy food plate, like that, I keep it to about that, because if I go over it, I start to get like sugar headaches and it just affects my mood badly. But equally, I don't like to feel restricted, so I add in stuff like black bean brownies or low sugar cake or oat pancakes, or things that are a slightly healthified version of something that I'm craving. I work on myself relentlessly, and I've also got PTSD, and I have to reduce my stress because of that, and I do a lot of self-care. I'm a lot better at working on myself now and looking after myself than I used to be. I used to just grind really hard, work myself into the ground, and end up burning out because I was so stressed, and that's something I've had to really work on. I do stuff like read before bed. I've got a Kindle, and I've gone down the route of taking Danny Spiegel's book recommendations, and I don't regret it at all. That is amazing. At the moment, I'm reading the Blood and Ash series, and then the next one after that will be A Court of Thorns and Roses. I'm so excited. That helps me wind down and go to bed. I go to bed around 9:30, and I've got a really solid bedtime routine. If you take a good look at my lifestyle, I'm all about health and wellness and well-being in general, and if if you compared my lifestyle to someone in a thinner body that say goes out and parties on the weekend, takes recreational drugs, starves themselves and then binges, and exercises themselves into the ground to like burn off all the calories that they've eaten, if you put me next to that person, it's very clear that I'm much healthier. It's just that society has this stigma against people that have a bit of extra body fat, thinking that we're unhealthy, and it's super damaging. And I've seen it affect people in my family, people that are literal athletes. I know people of all shapes and sizes that are athletes in their sport and even compete in like the world championships of their sport, yet because they're in a larger body or because they don't have a six-pack, they feel the pressure of diet culture. They feel like they don't look like an athlete and they feel like they need to shrink their body still, which I find completely ridiculous, and it's something that I'm really passionate about changing. Even if I have to do it single-handedly, I'm gonna keep working to prove that you can be healthy and plus size and pursue all of those different health goals regardless of the shape of your body. The fitness industry to me is one of the biggest lies, and unfortunately it's not about fitness at all. If you want to hear more of my opinion on that, watch this video here next. Thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!